Hello, welcome to my latest video. Hope you're all keeping well. On Wednesday the 1st of December, it's 2 days away from my birthday, which I'm quite excited about. Now, on the subject of birthdays, my amazing family got me a load of oil paint for me to play with, so I've suddenly started oil painting and I absolutely love it. Now, oil paints I'm using are these guys by Winsor & Newton and Georgian, and they're water mixable, so it dispenses with all the nasty chemicals and things, you know, the terps and the paint thinner and stuff, so they're much easier to clean the brushes. But I've also got traditional oil colours as well, just as backup. So yeah, medium I'm going to be using is this linseed oil. I've got quite a bit of it here. That's a well thumbed bottle of linseed oil. It just helps the flow. And another beauty about water mixable oils, you can use water as your medium as well. So yeah, we'll see what we can get into. Now, we're going to be painting on this nice burnt sienna underpainting. The size of the canvas is, looking at it, about 20 by 24 inches. And yeah, we'll see what we can do. Now, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to realise that I always record my audio after my painting. You know, the more eagle-eyed amongst you would notice that. But now I've actually got a microphone, and there's proof. My lips should be in sync, and it's one that just I clip onto my fleece, my top if you like. So yeah, I think we might make it interesting. Now, the downside of that is I can't listen to music while I've got my microphone on, because I discovered that the microphone picks my music up when I'm talking. So yeah, I'll try painting without music and just see what happens. So I'm going to be using this little 1-inch flat brush that again has been very well thumbed. It's one of my favourites. It's had constant use over the past couple of years, and I do love it. But the only downside is it tends to rattle about a bit, because it is seen better days. So I don't know if the camera picks it up, gets an annoying rattling sound as I paint, but we'll see how we get on. So just going to add a bit of water, you know, only a tiny amount. It's not like watercolours where I use loads, just literally dipping the tip of that brush in my water rather. That's another snag about recording live. I tend to mix my words up a bit, but we'll see how we get on. So I might stammer and stutter my way through it. So yeah, before we start, there's my palette. Just an enamel plate, and the colours I'm using, I've got a bit of Payne's grey there, ultramarine blue, I've got some sap green, I'll just mix a bit of Indian red to it, make a nice earthy colour. I've got a great big knob, well, there's a word in it, knob of titanium white. So yeah, only 4 colours, that's all I need. Right, off we go then. So I'm just going to create a bit of a horizon first of all, not really giving it a great deal of thought. We'll see what we can do. Just, oh, it does flow nicely, these oils do, with hardly any effort whatsoever. I do like them. This will be my, you know, I've done about half a dozen oil paintings over the past few days, and yeah, I'm really pleased with the results. I wish I'd started doing oils a long time ago. But yeah, I do like my oil paint. Lovely buttery consistency to it. Just create some stuff in the sky. Bit of drama. I'll give that brush a quick clean with kitchen towel. Forgot to give it a clean. Just a cursory clean, I'm not going over the top because the paint that's already on mixes, it blends quite nicely. It's quite some nice interesting effects. There we go. Yeah, I hope you're all keeping well. It's been a bit quiet on YouTube over the past week because I've been away. I've been over in Derbyshire, Buxton. It's been an amazing holiday, it really has. I'm fully relaxed and recharged, had a good 8 days there. So a big thank you to my mum and dad and my brother who entertained me and accommodated me and let me paint in the garden. So it was, yeah, it was lovely. And me and my mum, we went to Stockport, to the air raid shelters, you know, the underground tunnels, and it's somewhere I always wanted to go. You know, quite often walk past the place, but never actually been in. But yeah, my mum took me, and it's an absolutely fascinating place. It really is. It's about a mile of tunnels down there. There's air raid shelters, and they're actually custom built, if you like, you know, proper air raid shelters. It's not like the tube stations in London. These are actually built and designed for bombing, and I actually started building them in about 1938. You know, it was before the war even started, as the government realised that, you know, we're going to go down the route of total war where they're going to start bombing cities and things. So they had the foresight of building these tunnels around Stockport. And yeah, I think they only took about a year to build. And I assumed it was, you know, there'd be a big army of workers building it, but of course the army of workers had been called up, so there wasn't a vast amount of skilled workers. So it was literally just 2 men and a drill, and that was it, a pneumatic drill, to build these tunnels. And you know, as soon as you go in, you can see all the tool marks, all the drill marks in the tunnels. It's yeah, all straight through solid rock. It's an incredible feat of engineering, and yeah, it's got a lot of the original features in there. You know, the original toilets and sinks and benches and bunk beds and all sorts of things. So it's very moving, really. You think of the, you know, it accommodated a few thousand people down there, and it would have been very smelly, noisy, and incredibly busy. Quite scary as well, I imagine. Fear of the unknown. I'm quite pleased with the sky so far. It's quite nice, that. It'll do for me. Yeah, a bit more threat up here in the sky. I'll add a bit more water to the tip of my brush just to help the flow. That's a bit better. Right, might put a bit of titanium blue up here. Ultramarine blue rather, not titanium blue. Just to see what happens. I don't want to jinx it too much, but I'll be amazed if the canvas stays on the easel. I do tend to get a bit excited. I do like these little swirls and things here. Very nice, just leading you up. Yeah, quite pleased with that. This oil paint does blend incredibly nicely. I'm just praying I don't get any bloody paint on me little microphone. Oh, illusion of a hill there, that could be. There's something going on there as well. Yeah, we'll have that. So, quite a nice accident that to have. I can think of worse accidents. Right, I'll put some stuff down here in the foreground. And again, I didn't, clump of trees. I didn't bother cleaning my brush. It's a nice bit of sap green, and there's some Payne's grey mixed in at the same time. Sorry for humming, I often hum when I paint. Yeah, quite good, quite pleased with that. So far, nice dramatic sky. And again I'm humming. Oh, shut humming. Habit. Right, let's have a look. It's good to pause and look. I'm painting alla prima, of course. That's the posh, arty word for at first attempt. So I'll be finishing it here and now. That's the plan. I don't come back to it. It's what's known as wet on wet. Oh, it's an interesting bit of a grey-green colour there. I might exploit that a bit. Yeah, I can live with that. That'll do me nicely. Coming on, put a bit more green up here. It's blending nicely with that titanium white that's already down. For the underpainting, the burnt sienna, I did it with acrylic because it dries quicker. You know, if you try doing an underpainting with oils, you'd have to wait 2 or 3 weeks before you can paint on the bloody thing. So yeah, I did it with acrylic. The beauty about oils, you can paint on just about any surface, and you can paint on acrylic. Whereas if I was painting using acrylics, I couldn't paint on oil paint, because you paint on top of oils, the acrylic loses its sort of binding qualities and it flakes off as it dries. But you don't have such a problem with oils, which is quite interesting. I don't know why, I'm not a scientist or like that. And these water mixable oils are really clever. They're only invented about 15 years ago, when a scientist, I don't know his name or anything like that, changed the chemical signature of the oil paint, which meant you can mix it with water. And again, I don't know how, or, you know, I'm not a scientist. But yeah, as I said earlier, I wish I'd discovered water mixables earlier. I just stumbled across them as I was reading. Not bad at all, it's not bad at all. A few more nice swirls and things there. Right. Yeah, I'm pausing again for a look. I do like that little lump of a hill there. Could easily be Loose Hill or something in the Peak District. There's that little lump there. I might try and exploit that a bit by doing that. A bit of titanium white. yeah, so far. Bit more stuff down here. I'm not using much paint at all. I'm just doing a nice thin layer. I'm using the, I suppose they call it the fat over lean principle, where using thin layers of paint followed by thick, it means that my painting doesn't become a muddy mess as everything blends together. Just using quite thin layer of paint initially. We'll have a bit of light here going on in a bit, not just yet, but in a bit. See how we get on. Using the brush quite flat against the canvas. Because you know, I don't really watch tutorials about painting. The only person I have watched and I'm really interested in is a great tonalist painter, Stuart Davis, or Davies. Yeah, if you haven't seen his YouTube channel, it's incredible, his work, really is. And yeah, he taught me that you use your brush nice and flat against the canvas. It just maximises the pigment coming off the brush. And you tend to keep it parallel with the edge of your canvas as well. It does help. He knows his stuff, so I'll listen to him. Oh, that's an interesting rock there. It's a bit like that, a bit like Ramshaw. Is it Ramshaw rocks? No, it's not. Carhead rocks up in Stanage in the Peak District. Yeah, I do love the Peak District, as you can probably tell. All my imaginary landscapes do tend to come from the Peak District. Oh, another interesting rock there, or a tree, a feature, totally by accident. Yeah, this isn't going to be perfect, but it'll do for me. It's still a painting. Do some more bits in the sky, I reckon. Again, I haven't bothered cleaning the bush. Do like these big skies. Yeah, so far so good. Another pause for thought. Yeah, sort out up here a bit. Yeah, Stuart Davis is amazing. Have a look at his work. Keep having to lean back to make sure my camera's actually still on. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. It really does mean a lot, makes all the difference if you like me stuff. Follow me on this momentous creative journey that I've been undertaking. And hopefully might inspire some of you to do the same. You know, in the days before I painted, and people would say, oh, why don't you paint? Because I've always been a photographer, and people say, why don't you paint? And I've always said, oh, I haven't got the patience for painting and I can't paint. They were the usual excuses. But you never know till you try. And for the style I use, you know, alla prima, you don't have to have patience. And you don't have to be able to paint. Just do it. Oh, you know, earlier, 1st of December, I opened the first window on the advent calendar. And I thought, am I the only 40-somethingth year old to have an advent calendar? So I'd like to know if other people of similar age still open their advent calendar. It's just something I've always done. Every year for the past 43 years, or however long it's been. Oh, there's quite reasonable depth to this sky so far. Might put some stuff here. Yeah, not too bad. Well, give me a brush a quick do with this kitchen towel. Give me a brush a quick wipe. Add a little tiny bit of water again. I'll put a bit more white down here, I think. You know, I might swap brushes. I might get this nice long handled brush. It's got some nice coarse hair on it. Just shed some of the water off that and off we go. Oh yeah. Get some nice lines and textures with this brush. I think it's goat hair or something like that. And it works really well. Really cheap off the internet. Oh yeah. Lovely. What I tend to do is use a variety of brushes on the skies. You get all different textures and things going on. Because you know, you look at a sky in real life and you don't get one shape, one texture. There's nothing uniform about a sky. So I like to use different brushes, have different textures going on. Yeah, not bad. Getting there nicely. Yeah, it creates a lovely effect, that. Because I've got no patience, I don't tend to get too hung up on details. Bit more threat up here. Oh aye, nice swirls there and shapes. It does me very nicely. Let's have a look. Not bad at all. Right, put some more white down here. Foreground's looking a bit dark and all at the minute, but we'll keep plodding on. Oh, it's quite interesting there as well, sort of cloud-like shapes and forms going on. I do prefer working on a bigger canvas. You can be much freer with all your movements, you know. So I don't like small fiddly little canvases. My paintings tend to be rubbish if I'm working small. I might just put a bit of yellow on it. This yellow is cadmium yellow hue. It's a traditional oil paint, but yeah, because I basically haven't got any yellow in water mixable oils, so I'm using traditional oils for my yellows. So I just add a bit, because I can't mix the oil paint with water, I'm just going to put a dab of linseed oil on, just a tiny bit, just to help the flow. And I'll give that a stir in, if I can find me stirrer. There it is. Bear with me while I clatter about with my stuff. There we are. Now, yeah, just put a little bit in the distance there. Just a suggestion, that's all I'm doing. I might extend that suggestion over here a bit. There we go. That'll do for me. Yes. There we go, humming again. Yeah, that's that. Right, I'll just give my brush a quick wipe again. When Stuart Davies paints, he doesn't use solvents and things, he just uses kitchen towel to wipe, and that seems to work. And again, he knows what he's on about. What am I doing now? Thinking. More stuff in the foreground. Oh, just dip my brush in titanium white by accident again, as I quite often do. Yeah, it's quite pleasing that. I'll put a bit of dark down here. Just very rough and fast. And down here, a nice Payne's grey. Having a dark foreground just gives it a little bit more depth. And I'll leave that little rock in if I can. Oh, it's quite interesting, that. Very, very pleased so far. It is coming on quite nicely. Oh, I'm very excited by this, folks, really excited. You know, when you're painting, I always find that being in the right frame of mind helps. If you think you're going to make a mess, you'll make a mess. But you know, if you just relax into it, you know, get in the zone, it turns out really nice. And you reach a point where you know something amazing's happening. You get more and more excited by it. Yeah, I think we are on to a winner. I just had to briefly stop filming then, because I noticed, much to my horror, that my camera was low on battery, so I had to charge it for 10 minutes while I made a coffee. And back in business now, so I apologise if the camera has suddenly moved. It might not have done, but that's why I had to go and charge it up a bit. Just put some stuff here in the distance. Oh, it's looking not bad at all, this. Suggestion of rocks or trees. It's really worked wonders to me, paintings, doing it underpainting underneath. It's helped the tones a great deal, it really has. So yeah, if you want to start out painting, do an underpainting. It really does make the difference. Let's sort this horizon out a bit. More stuff. There we go. Looking a bit better. And do the same over here. Rocks, trees, things like that. Apologies if the dogs start barking. My wife's due home from work at any moment, and you can bet your bottom dollar that the dogs will just go absolutely bananas. I don't keep them in the studio obviously, but when they start barking we'll hear it, that's for sure. Yeah, I do like this foreground. Oh, a little bit of a, oh, it could be a wall, a path, something like that, just to lead the eye in. Might change, just a little bit there. Yeah, it's coming on quite nicely. I'll plonk some more yellow down, just a bit. Yeah, as some of you know, I've got very shaky hands, but that doesn't matter, as I'm not doing any detail. Just doing accidental detail, implied complexity, fool the eye into thinking there's something there. Yeah, I am pretty damn pleased with that. Not looking bad at all. A bit more yellow up here. There we go. Yes. A few bits of light. Yeah. Coming on nicely. Could be hedges, could be walls and trees. I've always been fascinated by you know, the medieval field systems that you get around Derbyshire, you know, around Bakewell and Lytton and places like that, and Castleton, and up at Ferry Bentley on the Ashbourne Road. I was like the you know, the close walls and all the lumps and bumps, that you get on the landscape. Yeah, it's coming on quite nicely. There we go. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Pleased with that. Very much so. Yeah, I do like this illusion of hills. Quite good. Now, let's have a look. Change my bush out. Get me long handled one again. Just give that a wipe from earlier. Doobie-doo. Might go here. Let's put some swirls up and stuff. Oh, aye. Think. Yeah, I do think from time to time. Not often. Yeah, quite good. Let's have a look. That's what this blue area. It's a bit too blue. And I think we're almost nearly there. You know, if you paint all the time, the trick is to, as I've said before, is knowing when to stop. Don't do too much. And if you paint all the time, like I do, or whenever you can, oh, there's bloody hair on there. Anyway, I'll flick it off. You know when to stop. It's an instinct, a tingling feeling you get. You know it's good and finished. There's another hair there, niggly. Had to flick it off. You know, I am really pleased with that. It'll do for me. Yeah. Having said that, I always think I've finished and then I see something else I need to do. Yeah, I think, you know, that looks just about dandy. I think the job is just about a good one, I think. So thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot. And thank you for your likes and your comments, and don't forget to subscribe. And as well as YouTube, I'm on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, and my website, jonkid.co.uk. Yeah, I think that's just about dandy. So thank you so much. The job is a good one. And oh, mind you, I've just spotted something. Yep, spotted something. It's always the danger that you always spot something. I might get this palette knife and just put a bit of something there, and perhaps a bit of something there. But other than that, I think we're done. So I'll just get my palette knife organised. I'll put a bit of what do you call it? Payne's Grey up here. Just that's all I'm doing. I'm not doing any more than that. Yeah, suggestion of a rocky outcrop on there. Yes, and a couple of bits there. There we are, that's all it is. Not doing too much. Not doing too much. As I said, I don't want to overdo it. Yes, there we are. Just a flick. This is where my shaky hands really come into the fore. You can see it when I'm doing fine detail like that. There we go, but it is what it is. It's essential tremor. Yeah, pleased, pleased, pleased. So yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.